days ago, they decided to sacrifice. So just a few days ago.
Good seeing you, Janet. Good seeing everybody. Kathy, good seeing everybody. Nia, good seeing you. Snack Up, good seeing everybody. Sonia, good seeing Avery. Betty, good seeing everybody. Betty, you did send me something on this. Greatly appreciated. Hot Mess, good seeing everybody. Jeff, DJ, God bless, brother. Vicky, Jeff, Barbara, good seeing everybody. I'm not going to try to not to play us any songs. Seeing you, John. My internet's kind of messing up, and hopefully everything will be going okay. Seeing you, Julia. Bluebird, good seeing everybody. How's everybody going? How's everybody doing? Dave, Ricky, Lori, good seeing everybody. Exactly, Nia. Kathy and Tammy sent me this information this morning. Just like before, they're spot on. They're always on top of it. Good seeing you, Janet. Ethel, William, good seeing everybody. Why are they bombing Damascus? What I understand is Damascus have weapons of mass destruction. Good seeing you, Hope. Why are they bombing Damascus? Doesn't really. They got their reasons. They'll make up as some reason. Bill, good seeing everybody. Sarah, good seeing everybody. Seeing you, Zeb. Good seeing everybody. I got a lot of stuff to go over. Good seeing everybody. Carol, good seeing you. Good seeing everybody. I'm going to get started. Angie, good seeing you. Stacy, there's Stacy. Thanks for your picture. Thanks for your picture, Stacy. I will show that your dog in the next video. I will show your dog in the next video. Mayflower, good seeing everybody. Hope, Coop, good seeing everybody. I'm going to get started. As I said, my internet, I want to play as less things as possible. Because my internet's acting up a little bit. It's been acting up in the middle of the day, in the heat of the day. Anyway, let's get going. I'm going to go over the red heifer sacrifice. They could have sacrificed it already, and I'm going to talk about it. They
decided to sacrifice a red heifer, stating that it had 2 black hairs on it, so therefore it wouldn't qualify for the sacrifice. How come no one recorded those 2 black hairs on that heifer so we could see that it was true? I mean, we're fully capable of showing that proof. Then everybody gets dressed up in their garments for a practice run. Key words here, practice run. Who's to say there was even 2 black hairs on that red heifer? And they want you to believe that it was just a practice run. But in reality, it was the real deal. And they aired it on the news. But if it was a practice run, why would you make it public? Because they wanted us to see it. They wanted us to believe it was a practice run, telling us that the red heifer was not qualified, but yet followed the ceremony all the way through. And nobody has questions about that, wanting us to believe that this doesn't count as the sacrifice they were all looking forward to. The sacrifice is meant to do one thing, and that is to usher in the AC. And we all know what happens when he comes on the scene. Remember, when they tell you something's not happening, it's happening. And they just play it off as a rehearsal. So we can go about our daily business, not realizing that we're that much closer, deceiving us once again, thinking that we are blind to what they're actually doing, that we're not smart enough to figure out what it is that they got planned. If this was never going to happen, there wouldn't be blueprints, prefabbed walls, picked out furniture, and garments. Even if this was just a practice run, there's coming a day where they will do it for real. But I'm still leaning towards they want us to believe that this was a practice run, a rehearsal. But yet, it was the real deal. It was done, televised, shown to us. And then they tell us, don't worry about anything. That's when we need to start paying attention. Remember, God loves you. Jesus died to save you, and he's coming back.
Well, the thing about it is with the sacrifice, no, they said they could do it next to the Temple Mount. They said they could do it in the facility. They approved it. This is what Betty sent me. Thank you, Betty. Trump given the Prince of Peace red heifer sacrifice. Betty sent me a thing on it also. It was the real red heifer sacrifice. This could be, it is a possibility, and they had approved that they could do it, and it didn't have to be on the Temple Mount. So that is the case. Also, too, I checked this out also for myself because Byron, right here, Byron has stated that he would be there. He would be there if there was going to be a sacrifice because he was involved in it. He's the one that brought the red heifers to Israel. Byron right here. This is what he has posted on the day of the red heifer sacrifice, the practice. This is what he posted. It's right here. He's all smiles. As I said before, when Israel attacked Iran the first time, they said they weren't going to do it on Passover, and they attacked them on Passover when they said they weren't going to attack them. They attacked them, and then the second time, they gave them 40 days or whatever it was, and Israel said they weren't going to attack them, and they attacked them. This is what Byron posted, and this is what he has posted since then. As you can see right here, he posts a picture of him smiling. This is on the day that they did the practice, and he's talking about the red heifer, the law, and or hunt for the red heifer. He posted this on the day they did the practice. And ever since then, he's been posting about the temple. As you can see right here, we built the temple. And they talk about it right here, building the temple. So I believe it is a possibility that it did happen. Also, too, he posted this, which I didn't see this until today. Palestine leaders say no to a two-state. So as I have been saying, the Palestine leaders, this is on YouTube, Palestine leaders say no to Palestine state. As I said, they're going to annex it, and this is exactly what he posted right here.
Why are some of the most powerful Palestinian Arab leaders in the West Bank now saying that they don't want a Palestinian state, that they don't want a two-state solution? We'll get.
So there you go. As I talked about before, this is just an update, but that's more information on it. They're going to annex it, as I talked about before. Here is the article on it. Evangelist reports, it says, but it could have been, and it looks awful real to me. It looks awful real to me. So thank you, Betty, and others that sent me this information. Lisa, many others. France, Macron withdraws from U.S.-Palestine recognition conference. I did talk about that before. Before I get into Damascus, I got a lot of stuff that I'm going to go over. My video is also about 9/11, the 9th of Av. My video is the 9th of Av, August 2nd, the 9th of Av. This could be this is a high watch, I would say, the 9th of Av, August 2nd. And I'm going to go over this. This was sent to me by John. Thank you very much, John. From October 7th, 2023, when Israel was attacked, and Israel called it their 9/11. From then to August 2nd, which is the 9th of Av, is 666 days. 666 days. From when Israel got attacked to the 9th of Av is 666 days. I think that's very important. In Israel's speech, they said it was their 9/11 on October 7th. So it's 666 days. Also, too, I'm going to show all this. The August 2nd was the day they placed the I-beam that Obama signed on the 1776 is also Independence Day. I did see that Independence Day 1776 when, the Declaration of Independence was signed 1776. It was signed on August 2nd. So you have 1776. The beam was signed with Obama. It was placed. The beam was placed in place on the 9th of August 2nd, and it's 13 years. It's 13 years, and as I have said before, 13 is destruction. As I said before, 13 is destruction. This is great information. I know that some of this information, which I will give credit where credit was due, I did see the 1776 reference on, it was on a different channel. It was Many Fish. Many Fish brought that to my attention. But some of this other information I didn't know about. So John also gave me this information. So you have 1776. The I-beam was placed on 1776. I have made videos about this before. The all-seeing eye, they had the ritual at the bottom of 9/11. It's 13 years, which 13 years is destruction. So this is a high watch. Like I said, there's more information. He also has about Obama, the daily sacrifice. It's 1,290 days. So from the day Obama took office in 2009 to the placement of the I-beam is 1,290 days. So that's also information. So as I said, this video is about Damascus, but it's also information, and that's why I wanted to go live. So as an overview, I'll say it one more time. Yes, I do repeat myself. From the date Israel was attacked, that was called their 9/11, Israel 9/11, to the 9th of Av, it's 666 days. John made this all up. I'm going to be using it all. Also, too, it's 13 years from when the beam was placed on 1776, the floor 1776. It was placed on August 2nd. That's 13 years. And he has a reference to the 1,290 days between Obama coming into office to the placement of the beam on the tower was 1290. So 9th of Av, 666 days, 13 years since the I-beam was set. So great information, John. Thank you very much. As you can see right here, the Declaration of Independence was signed on August 2nd, 1776. It was signed. So it was signed on the same day that Obama signed the I-beam, the same day that Obama signed the I-beam, and it was placed on the 17th floor, 1776 floor of the World Trade Center. So, great information here. So, like I said, this 13 colonies is rebellion, as I said before, 13, and it's also 13 years since it was signed and placed. Well, it was signed earlier, but it was placed on August 2nd. Very, very interesting. It all planned. As you can see, a beam signed by President Obama was placed on August 2nd. Benjamin Netanyahu, this is about the day that Israel was attacked. He just talked about it one day ago, Hamas, and it was on October 7th, which is the 666 days since then. Now I'm going to go over the bombing, which this is what's coming with Damascus, and this is what's coming to everybody, the bombs. This was sent to me by Lisa.
It didn't work out too well for him. Didn't work out too well, but it's interesting. I have to brag just for a second, because when I first heard about AI, it's not my thing. Although my uncle was at MIT, one of the great professors, 51 years, whatever. He was the longest serving professor in the history of MIT, 3 degrees in nuclear, chemical, and math. That's a smart man. Kaczynski was one of his students. Do you know who Kaczynski was? There's very little difference between a madman and a genius. But Kaczynski, I said, what?
He said there's little difference between a madman and a genius. Very little between a madman and a genius. The bomber. Trump is a genius. He says he's a genius. There's little difference between a genius, and a bomber. That's what he said. This also has as relevance to Back to the Future. Back to the Future, because if you notice, it says 90 billion. Trump reveals 90 billion. A is 1, and I, which, as you can see, it looks like 1-1 to me. But the fact of the matter is, he talks about bombing and being a genius. Very little difference in what is Trump doing right now and saying. What they're telegraphing right now is bomb, bomb, bomb.
I have to brag just for a second, because when I first heard about AI, it's not my thing. Although my uncle was at MIT, one of the great.
That's John. That's John Trump. That's the one that stole Tesla's papers. He stole Tesla's papers. That is the one that stole the Tesla papers. He's talking about it. Back to the Future. Bombing. This is what it's all about. Bombing.
I have to brag just for a second because when I first heard about AI, it's not my thing. Although my uncle was at MIT, one of the great professors, 51 years, whatever. He was the longest serving professor in the history of MIT, 3 degrees in nuclear, chemical, and math. That's a smart man. Kaczynski was one of his students. Do you know who Kaczynski was? There's very little difference between a madman and a genius. But Kaczynski, I said, what kind of a student was he, Uncle John, Dr. John Trump? He said, what kind of a student? And then he said, seriously good. He said he'd go around correcting everybody, but it didn't work out too well for him. Didn't work out too well, but it's interesting. You have to.
So he's talking about bombing. Also, he said 3rd degree. That is a Freemason. 3rd degree. As you can see, this is in Back to the Future. This is what they talk about right here.
Of course, because of all the fallout from the atomic wars. This is truly amazing. A portable television studio. Under your president has to be an actor. He's got to look good on television.
Whoa, this is it. This is the part coming up, guy.
No. This sucker's electrical. But I need a nuclear reaction to generate the 1.21 gigawatts of electricity. What did I just say? This sucker's electrical. But I need a nuclear reaction to generate the 1.21 gigawatts of electricity. 1.21 gigawatts! 1.21 gigawatts! Great Scott!
What the hell is a gigawatt?
How could I have been so careless? 1.21 gigawatts! Tom, how am I going to generate that kind of power? It can't be done, can it?
Look, all we need is a little plutonium.
Oh, I'm sure that in 1985, plutonium is available in every corner drugstore, but in 1955, it's a little hard to come by. Marty, I'm sorry, but I'm afraid you're stuck here.
Whoa, Doc.
So he's talking about nuclear bombs, plutonium, nuclear bombs. This is also with Trump with the Twin Pines. It also goes with the tower. As I just showed, the Twin Towers, Pine Valley, which the Twin Towers make one Pine Valley, which makes one tower. It's a male and a female made into one, male and a female made into one. Tannen means pine in German. Tannen means pine in German. Trump buys the Pine Hill Golf Club. Tannen family name origin. It means pine. The only reason why I'm stopping it is because they don't say anything. They just show the letters and words. Trump bought the Pine Hill Golf Course. As I said, Trump is Back to the Future, as I talked about before. Marty wakes up when the North Tower collapsed at 10:28. Back to the Future. As I have said before, Biff was patterned after Donald Trump, as I have talked about before. He will be 88 years old this year, as I said before. Their portrait, as you can see, Trump's painting, visionary, Back to the Future, same thing. Both of them was in 1989. As I said before, this is Assembly of Christ. John Trump, as I talked about. John Trump, this is what Trump was talking about in his video, and it talks about Atomic Boy was also playing, which is a bomb.
You don't see what's going on until you come here. And what we saw at Pleasure, what a name right now. But what we just saw, we just left Pleasure and for Paradise. And what we just saw at Paradise is.
So it's a good video. As I said, Donald Trump, as I showed, Trump talks about bombing. This is going on right now. Donald Trump threatens Putin. He will bomb Moscow and Beijing. This was in an audio. As you can see, just as he talked about in his video yesterday about AI bombing. This is what they're talking about right now, bombing Moscow and Beijing. He said the same. As Kathy reminded me, he said John had 3 degrees, 3-degree Freemason. As you can see right here, 3 degrees. Now let's get into Syria and Damascus. Damascus will be a ruinous heap. This was sent Tammy. Thank you. Christina sent me some things too. Thank you. And Kathy. All of them were on the ball. I did see before I went live, Paul Bagley's talking about this. Why are they bombing Damascus? Are they following Bible prophecy as we are watching Bible prophecy? Are they fulfilling Bible prophecy? They make up an excuse for bombing Damascus. I expect in the next days, okay, we got roughly 15 days to the 9th of Av. We have 15 days to the 9th of Av, or if it is September, we'll see. But this video is about the 9th of Av and bombing Damascus. They're going to turn their attention from bombing the Palestine and the Hamas people, and I believe they will turn their focus to Damascus. If you notice how they have leveled Syria and Palestine, I believe they will keep bombing Damascus, and it will be the same thing as Palestine, the Palestine area and the people in the Gaza, right in that area, the Hamas, they've been saying they're coming after Hamas. I believe they will bomb Damascus in the next 15 days. We will watch it and see how much they're bombing Damascus. But I believe they're going to turn their attention to doing the same thing that they did in the area of whatever towns they are. There's a bunch of them, Duma, whatever, and they've leveled it. I believe they're going to start working their way in bombing Damascus. And as you could see with the situation with Trump, that's what they're broadcasting right now. Bombing, bombing, bombing. We will get hit. We will get hit also. Back to the Future. We will have atomic radiation, whatever you call it. Recompense, the hammer. The hammer, as I talked about before. This is another video, as you can see right here. Israel Air Forces carry out multiple strikes on Syria Armed Forces General Staff Headquarters in Damascus, as you can see right here. This was given to me by Kathy. Thank you, Kathy. As you can see right here, here's another one. They are having live coverage of it right now. Kathy did send me this.
Aggressive stance towards Syria's new leaders since Assad's fall, saying it doesn't want Islamist militants near its borders.
So there's their excuse. They're going to be bombing it. They don't want Hamas military leaders towards their border.
Flags and pictures of religious clerics. Other videos have showed Druze fighters beating captured government forces and posing by their dead bodies. AP reporters in the area saw burned and looted houses.
So they're going to make up an excuse to go after Damascus. We know they're killers from the beginning, just like 9/11. It says, cities eyewitnesses report Israel airstrike near the presidential palace in Damascus. As you can see right here, presidential palace in Damascus. So, here's another video of it, bombing. This is also breaking. As I said, I got a lot of stuff to go over. This is also breaking. Syria, Oman, it says, this is breaking. It only happened an hour ago when I had this up. Our forces, this is Iranian forces, have seized a foreign oil tanker in the Sea of Oman, carrying over 2 million liters of smuggled fuel. So this is breaking. Iran just captured another ship. This was an hour ago. This is breaking. This would also cause what I said, the fortress of Ephraim. As I also said, the Abraham Lincoln should be there. I'm assuming the Abraham Lincoln will be there roughly around the 21st. Let's see. No, it's probably going to be there. The Abraham Lincoln, as I said in my other video, probably around the 22nd or 23rd, 24th. Abraham Lincoln left on the 14th, so 7 days would be the 21st. So the Abraham Lincoln would be there, but this would also give the United States cause to attack Iran again because of the oil, another oil tanker, and this is breaking. This just happened. I'm going to update it and see what else is going on. This was 56 minutes ago. Israel Army has released footage showing the Air Force heavily targeting the Syrian General Staff Headquarters building. Erdogan is meeting. It looks like to me that the president of Syria, he got out of there. It looks like he's meeting in Turkey. Looks like to me that he's meeting in Turkey. That's what it looks like to me. He got out of there, it looks like. So they're reporting of all the bombing going on also. Now I'm going to go over my Bible verses. This is Isaiah 17. I've talked about this before. The burden of Damascus, it will be taken away from being a city, and it shall be a ruinous heap. As I talked about before, and the fortress from Ephraim, as I talked about before. This is Isaiah 17. Talks about whirlwinds also. Whirlwinds also, it talks about that right here. Mighty waters, mighty waters. But the harvest shall be a heap in the day of grief and desperate sorrow. The day shall make thy plants grow, in the morning thou shalt make the seeds flourish, but the harvest shall be a heap in the day of grief and sorrow. Talks about the seas also. This is also in Isaiah 21, as I've talked about before. It talks about the burden of the desert of the sea, whirlwinds pass through from a terrible land. Talks about woman in travail, as I talked about before. This is what's going on right now. I did talk about this. This is just today.
Larger areas coming off the coast of Africa, bigger tropical waves, and yes, a better meteorologist, Brian.
This is what's going on right now. Whirlwinds from a terrible land, as I talked about before. And I have been watching this the last few days myself. There's a lot of activity coming off Florida. If I was in Florida, pray for the people in Florida right here. This is the area where it's going to be hit right here. Even now, but in the near future, this is where all these whirlwinds are going to come through. And as he said, there's a lot of them coming off the coast of Africa.
Shields, lots to track. Larger areas coming off the coast of Africa, bigger tropical waves, and yes, a better chance of some development out of those. I want to track that for us in the Caribbean, and a new surge of dust moving in, but keeping an eye off toward the east for those larger tropical waves, and no doubt why.
Exactly. So yes, he made a video just today on it. There was other people that made videos. I've been watching this myself. As you can see, I've been watching this myself. I watch it all the time. They come off Africa right here, whirlwinds, and they come up, pass through. This is exactly what I've been watching. And as he said also too, I did play this video a couple of days ago. Other people reported on it. MBB also reported on it.
Should dilute the Southern Ocean with fresh water, but the surface is becoming more saline instead. The discovery came from a team at the University of Southampton.
The oceans have shifted, as I talked about in my other videos. The Abraham Accords. The Abraham Accords was signed in September 15th. The Abraham Accords. And I'm bringing this to your attention because Trump is meeting with the Arab countries. Bahrain was one of the first kingdoms to sign the Abraham Accords. the Crown Prince of Bahrain, minister in the Kingdom of Bahrain. Trump is meeting with them today. They were the first to sign the Abraham Accords with the Arab countries, Saudi Arabia, I believe. But as you can see, he's meeting with them today. He's also meeting, the president is having dinner with the prime minister of Qatar. That's where Trump got his plane from. Qatar, right here, that's where Trump got his plane. He's meeting with them today. So this is what's going on right now. I believe the focus now is going to be on the Middle East. Yes, Trump gave them 50 days. In 50 days, I believe, I'm going to have to go back and check my numbers, but the 50 days comes to the day that he signed the Abraham Accords. The UAE and Bahrain were the first Arab countries to formally recognize Israel. So, like I said, I am watching the 9th of Av. The 9th of Av, Abraham Accords. So, we'll see what happens. As I said, the big thing that I think for the 9th of Av is what I was sent by John right here. This is very promising for the 9th of Av. This is these are facts. 1776. Somebody also said 1776 is also 888. Somebody said could be. But I believe this is the best. 1776, they signed the paperwork on August 2nd, the 9th of Ab. 1776, they signed the Declaration of Independence or whatever on the 9th of Av. That's the same. They placed the beam on the 1776 floor, the I-beam, on the 1776 floor on the 9th of Av, August 2nd. Go figure. And the thing about it is, these calculations, the 9th of Av changes. It's not the same date every year. It just happens to be this year, the 9th of Av. The Twin Towers, the destruction of our temple, the destruction of the temple, our bodies. As I said, this is great information. Our bodies, our temples, as Jesus said. They thought he was talking about the temple, but he was saying he said his temple, he would raise his temple on 3 days, his body, which was a temple to God, on 3 days. So this is a very high watch. There you go. DJ's got it. 888 times 2 equals 1776. So there you go. Trump had the flagpoles 88, as I talked about before. So we'll see what happens. This is good information. And so for me, I guess I'm looking at the 9th of Av also. 9th of Av also, which, yeah, I have watched the 9th of Av in the past. We'll see what happens, but I'm also watching what happens in Damascus and the seas roaring, Damascus a ruinous heap. I'm also watching the desert, and I'm watching, and the Abraham Lincoln is heading the, as I showed before in my videos, this is also in the day after, as I have talked before. In the day after, they talk about one of our ships being hit in the Persian Gulf. And that is also what I'm watching. And as I said before, the fortress will be taken away from Ephraim. A fortress is an aircraft carrier. They call an aircraft carrier a floating fortress, a floating fortress. And I have showed this. This is an iPet Goat. I have showed this many of times. When the nukes go off, they show it, the floating fortress. It's right here, the floating fortress. I'm also watching to see if something happens to Trump. The Trump. So good seeing everybody. Thank you, Betty. Betty, you're a star, Betty. Many others are too. Stars that send me things. You're greatly appreciated. You're all over it. As far as my channel goes, I'm greatly appreciated. Everybody that sends me things, because I am just presenting a lot of what they're showing. Yes, I show things myself. I find something, and I show it. But there's many others. Many fish showed the 1776. Many fish did show that. I did see it. But without other people, Keegan too. Keegan, there you go. Keegan's watching every day. He's finding these things out. He's doing the calculations. Betty is, Carol is, Lisa is, many others. Gail, Tammy, Kathy, many others are watching and waiting. We're watching and waiting every day. I'm watching and waiting every day. Carol's watching and waiting every day. Everybody is watching and waiting every day. Kelly's watching and waiting every day. My mods, Ed is watching and waiting every day. Greatly appreciated. People are greatly appreciated. We are one, watching together. We are going to get the crown of righteousness, as the Bible says. We are going to get the crown of righteousness for patiently waiting for the return of our King. Everyone watching and waiting is going to get the crown of righteousness. I have many people that send me things, and I cannot reply to all of them. I reply to all of them, but there's a lot of information that even I forget, because there's so much stuff going on. And they're trying to make us confused by everything that is going on. The Bible says this bombing that they're doing, the Bible talks about they will say something is good when it's actually evil. In other words, they're saying that the bombing is good, but it's actually evil. They will make something that's good bad, and something bad, they're going to say it's good. So anything good that we do, they're going to say it's bad. And then the bad stuff that they're doing, bombing or whatever, they're going to say it's good. So exactly, there's Christina. She's got it for me. As I said, woe to those that call good evil and evil good. There you go. Exactly. So like I said, it's evil. Bombing, wars are evil. Wars are evil. So anyway, good seeing everybody. God bless. We'll see what happens. Great live stream. Thanks to my mods that could make it. I know that when I go early in the day like this, it's kind of hard for people that are at work, and greatly appreciated. We'll see what happens. But yes, 9th of Av is a high watch day, and that's August 2nd. August 2nd, we'll see what happens. As I said, the Abraham Lincoln is going to the Middle East. As I said, there's two aircraft carriers in the middle going. There's going to be two. It's going to be the Nimitz, or it's going to be the Abraham Lincoln, one or the other. We'll see what happens. So good seeing everybody. Amy, good seeing everybody. Veronica, good seeing everybody. Walt, good seeing everybody. Kelly, If I missed somebody, I'm sorry. The Watchman, good seeing everybody. God bless. Hope everybody's doing well. Keep looking up. Keep prayed up. God bless. Thank you, Keegan. There you go, Keegan. Ninth to Bob, 226. Thank you, Keegan. Everybody, that Von, good seeing everybody. Julie, Vonda, good seeing everybody. Angela, good seeing everybody. Ricky, God bless.